express my heartfelt gratitude to the CEO Club for hosting this CEO Summit Islamabad and for launching 100 CEOs and diplomats of Pakistan. We from PMLN are known for creating a business-friendly environment in this country. Whenever we've been given a chance to run this country, the business community has always benefited greatly. And I would just like to take you into the recent past. In 2018, till 2018 we were in power. When we left, the growth rate was at 5.8%, projected at 6.4%. Inflation at that point in time was at a meager 4%. And we had foreign direct investment coming in. China had invested almost $70 billion as per the CPEC project. And all the international financial journals and institutes were projecting that Pakistan would be in the G20 in another 6 or 7 years. We had reached G26 by that point in time. And we achieved this through sincerity and dedication and clarity of purpose and clarity of thought. Because without stability, there is no progress. And first and foremost, our attention was focused on creating a safe and secure environment in this country. When we took over in 2013, we were faced with two challenges. And I will not go into the details or bore you with the details, but the main challenge was the energy crisis. And I once asked Hafiz Pasha Saab as to the estimated loss to the economy because of the energy crisis every year. And when he went into those calculations, his reply was that every year there is a leakage of 500 billion rupees due to the energy crisis. This was the first and foremost challenge, which was making the economy bleed. Secondly, the biggest challenge was the security environment in the country. So what did we do? We embarked on two journeys. The first journey was to get rid of the energy crisis, and whether it was the private sector or the public sector, efficient plants were set up in the country for energy production, and within 4 years, we brought load shedding from 20 hours a day to 0. Now, this wasn't an easy task, and in fact, it was a very uphill task, but within 4 years, we delivered on that promise. At that point in time, I remember load shedding was almost 18 to 20 hours a day in most areas of Pakistan. The second challenge was the security situation of the country. And the commercial hub of this country, which makes the economy go and which pays majority of the taxes, Karachi was a very unsafe city. But there was an iron resolve to restore peace in Karachi and to restore peace in other parts of the country. And we, with the help of the security forces, embarked upon this National Action Plan. And 2 operations were launched in the no-go areas, and an operation was launched in Karachi. And I'm delighted and proud to report that within those 4 years, the law and order situation in the country improved immensely. We saw that there were no suicide bombings. We saw that the law and order situation, not only in Karachi, but all over the country, improved immensely. Now, this time around, when we talk about building trust for growth, what does it mean? In the previous government, we were faced with the risk of default. And when I talk about trust, I'll just briefly explain to you how we were able to regain that trust in a short span of time, because we were on the verge of default. and you will bear me out, that exporters faced great difficulties because of the fluctuating rate of currency. Nobody would even open LCs in that era. So with the right kind of policies, we averted a big crisis. But this time we've come back with a certain level of confidence because we averted default and we actually sacrificed our political capital for the betterment of the economy, for the betterment of the country and its people. Our priority this time and our slogan is that the government has no business being in business. And this is the policy that my Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has embarked upon. Why? Because we've seen over the past few decades that be it public sector organizations, be it public sector corporations or state-owned enterprises, they've not been able to deliver. And I will not pin the blame on any one political government. We are all a part of it. We've all contributed to the failures of these institutions. So when we say that the government has no business being in business, for building trust and attaining growth, we've gone towards a policy of privatization and of outsourcing. Our three major policies in this tenure have been of privatization of SOEs. And even in my ministry, where we are faced with the challenge of a fifth generation warfare, and my primary task is to counter misinformation, because a small amount of misinformation can cause irreparable damage to the economy. Any person sitting in any part of the world would just pick up a camera and say that, the Pakistani stock market is going to crash today, or a certain step is going to be taken by the terrorists today to create an unstable environment, to create instability. So we are faced with a challenge to create a stable and secure environment, to counter propaganda, to counter fake news, because it hurts the economy really badly. So as far as the policies are concerned, I would not take much of your time, but as I mentioned, the privatization and outsourcing and the slogan that government has no business being in business. Besides that, we have also embarked upon a journey of right-sizing and downsizing in the government, because we have a huge bureaucracy. We have huge government departments who are just surviving on taxpayers' money and are contributing nothing to the economy. So when we talked about the Pakistan Public Works Department, for example, there was a leakage of hundreds of billions of rupees every year. A bold step was taken to shut down that department. And it has been implemented on the ground. Many corporations, many public sector organizations, which have no role to play in this day and age, we're going to shut them down. Departments which contribute nothing to the economy, but survive on billions of rupees of taxpayers' money.